When did you realize your parent was actually a terrible person? When mom had her massive stroke at 52, I quit my job at the architectural firm immediately. I was 24 and had just made junior partner at the architectural firm, a dream I'd worked toward since college. But someone had to become her voice, her legs, her entire world. Dad's construction job meant no time off without losing insurance, so I became the designated family martyr. I turned into a stroke recovery expert overnight. When she'd sob because she couldn't remember how to hold a fork, I'd guide her trembling hand through the motion 50 times until muscle memory kicked in. Monday speech therapy, Tuesday occupational therapy, Wednesday and Friday physical therapy, Thursday insurance battles. I knew her medication schedule better than my own birthday. 18 months of my life vanished. Weekend coffee shop shifts kept me alive while weekdays belonged to rebuilding hers. My boyfriend relocated to Denver without me. Friends stopped calling after the third canceled dinner. The firm replaced me with someone who could actually show up. But this was temporary, right? Mom had always been my biggest supporter. Her recovery was miraculous. At the rehab center's graduation ceremony, she delivered this tearful speech about perseverance and gratitude, thanked every single therapist by name, praised Dad for working overtime to maintain their insurance. I sat in the back row, invisible. When I asked her about it later, she shrugged. Honey, that's just what daughters do. You were being a good girl. Good girl. Like I was 7 years old asking for a gold star. 2 months later, I couldn't leave my apartment without hyperventilating. Job applications felt impossible. Sleep became a myth. Dad suggested therapy, but mom scoffed. You're just dramatic because you're unemployed. Get over it. The complete breakdown happened at Walmart. While I was buying groceries. Everything went black in aisle 12. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't stand. A stranger called 911. Paramedics found me hyperventilating on the floor between the cereal and crackers. The emergency room was a blur of questions I couldn't answer and forms I couldn't focus on. After hours of waiting, the psychiatric evaluation delivered the verdict I'd been dreading. The diagnosis was severe anxiety and depression from caregiver burnout. My mind and body had finally given up after 18 months of constant stress. The psychiatrist recommended immediate intensive outpatient treatment, which would cost $8,000 up front. I had no insurance and no money left after draining my savings to keep mom's recovery on track. I asked my parents for help since I'd drained every penny of my savings keeping mom alive. Her response was ice cold. We can't afford more debt after my medical expenses. She'd purchased a brand new Honda Accord the week before because her old car held traumatic memories. I sacrificed my entire future for you, I said, voice cracking. You're 24 now. Figure it out. Dad's face went white when he heard what she'd said. He stared at her like he was seeing a stranger. 2 weeks later, he left her. He took out a personal loan for my treatment and attended every single therapy session with me. He held me while I grieved my lost career and helped me practice interviews when I was ready to try again. Mom spent those 6 months telling everyone how selfish I was for expecting them to fund my drama after they'd already spent so much on her recovery. She painted herself as the abandoned stroke survivor with an ungrateful family. Luckily, therapy saved my sanity. I rebuilt my portfolio, moved in with Dad, and landed a position at a smaller firm. Mom continued playing victim to anyone who'd listen, claiming she'd overcome her stroke through sheer determination while her family crumbled around her. Last month, she called. I've had another stroke. I need you to help me recover again. I thought about that naive 24-year-old who believed love meant disappearing for someone else's needs. Go find yourself another daughter to destroy.